Who doesn't love a good propolis product? I know I sure do love my propolis. It is one of those ingredients that just treats my skin so good. I mean, not only is it great at hydrating and moisturizing the skin, a truly balanced ingredient, but it also is a great anti-inflammatory and anti-acne ingredient. It also reduces redness on the skin, and it brings that signature propolis glow, that healthy lit from within glow to your skin. So give this video a big thumbs up because today I've got a whole bunch of propolis products, and you know these are all fragrance-free and essential oil-free products. We've got serums, ampules, toners, masks, we have sleeping packs. I'm going to be breaking down all of these products. We're going to be talking about how much propolis is actually in these products. We're also going to be talking about the benefits and performance, and I'm going to be recommending these products based on skin type. So give the video a big thumbs up and let's get started. First up, by Wishtrend, Polyphenols in Propolis 15% Ampule. Now this product I'm going to be recommending for those of you suffering with acne. This is a really great anti-acne propolis serum. As far as skin types go, I think this actually will work for all skin types. It's a very universal type of product, but it's going to be particularly good for those of you guys with oily skin types because this is the lightest textured propolis ampule on this list. Now, how much propolis is in this product? 15%. It's in the name. 15% propolis extract. So for those of us who are propolis fiends, we know that that's not really a ton of propolis, right? Which is why I get a little frustrated with the name of this product. Not only is it kind of super long, but it actually isn't the best representation of this serum. 15% propolis sounds good, but there's actually 59% of another ingredient that you need to know about, especially if you have acne. And that ingredient, don't laugh because every time I try to say this, I feel like my tongue trips. Hutainia cordata extract. And by the way, I'm going to refer to it from now on as H. cordata extract. So H. cordata extract is a fabulous anti-acne ingredient. It does contain a lot of flavonoids, and that brings a lot of anti-inflammation benefits to the party. It brings a lot of anti-redness benefits to the party. It also is a fabulous antibacterial ingredient, and it has another anti, which is antioxidants. Now this is actually a really great acne fighting ingredient for those of you with sensitive skin because it's an incredibly gentle ingredient. It's very, very sensitive skin friendly, and it also acts as a fabulous humectant. So this is not drying out your skin. It doesn't have super astringent properties to it. It's just got some really great benefits for fighting acne. Now when you first get it out onto your skin, it will kind of feel more like a medium weight type of serum, but as you spread it across your skin, you're going to feel the difference here because it's going to start to feel very hydrating, slightly watery on the skin. It spreads very thin. It absorbs very quickly. It does have a touch of moisture to it, but mostly it's a very lightweight and hydrating kind of feel on the skin. I didn't notice any tackiness with this, any stickiness. This is not a product that builds up heavy on the skin. This is very easy to layer with your other skincare products. And what I've noticed from this particularly is it's very good at reducing redness. I break this one out a lot when I do have some inflamed pimples, and it really does help. And it's that H. cordata extract that makes all the difference with this serum. I actually recently had an inflamed pimple on my chin, and this really helps reduce the redness. It helped reduce the size of the pimple, which was incredibly stubborn and just would not go away. I started to use this, and slowly but surely it started to get better. So I really do believe in the anti-inflammation benefits of this product. It definitely does the trick, and it does bring just that ever slight healthy glow to the skin, but definitely the anti-redness and anti-inflammation benefits for this are excellent. Next up, the Cosrx Propolis Light Ampule. Now I'm going to be recommending this for those of you guys out there with combination skin all the way up to dry skin. Now despite its name, Cosrx Light Ampule. I do find in comparison the Wishtrend to be a far lighter weight serum than the Cosrx. So that's where this recommendation is coming from. So how much propolis in this Cosrx Ampule? Actually quite a bit. There is 83.2% black propolis in this Ampule. And that actually makes this the Ampule winner for the most propolis on this product list. And also just a quick shout out, this is a very minimal product. There's only 11 ingredients total, which does make sense because propolis is making up such a huge portion of this product. There's not a lot of extras going on here, so you're getting a lot of propolis goodness. As far as the texture goes, this is a little bit more of like a medium weight propolis serum. I find that it is just a little bit slower to absorb, and that doesn't mean that it doesn't absorb or it's poorly absorbed. It just takes a little bit longer. Once it does absorb into the skin, I did notice a touch of tack. It does go away immediately as soon as I put my next layer on. It shouldn't cause you any issues with the rest of your products, but just something to be aware of. It does have a slightly tacky texture to it. I do find this to be very balancing. It's pretty 50-50 mix between bringing hydration or water into my skin, as well as bringing in some moisture or just that touch of oil to my skin. It's a very balancing product, and we all need that oil-water balance in our skincare routines. So this is something that really bridges the gap between like your toners and your moisturizers. I would classify this as a medium weight serum, so I'm finding this particularly helpful in the colder months. That little touch of tack is actually not that bothersome to me. As far as results go, I didn't notice a huge benefit in the anti-inflammatory category, I must admit. I used this when I had some inflamed pimples, and I didn't really notice that much of like a benefit. But I will admit this definitely does bring that propolis glow, that really healthy sort of look to your skin that I always expect a propolis product to bring, and this definitely delivers in that category. Next up, Skinfood Royal Honey Propolis Enriched Essence, which I think is more like a serum. It's definitely got a serum-like texture, and it comes in a dropper bottle. Now, as far as skin types go, I actually think everybody will enjoy this, but I think it will particularly perform for combination skin types. Whether you're combo oily or combo dry, I think that this will be really good for you. So how much propolis do we have here? So it's 63% propolis, but we do have some more bee goodness going on, if you will. There's 10% royal jelly as well as 10% honey. So as you may or may not know, propolis is not honey. There is always that confusion, and I think that K-beauty companies play upon that confusion because they'll say it has propolis and then they'll show like, you know, honey dripping down the product or something. It's like, but that's not the same thing. So actually, if you were curious to know, propolis is a mixture of bee saliva and like pollen and sap from the surrounding environment. And it's basically, propolis is actually considered bee glue. This mixture is what holds the honey bee hive together. So it's not actually derived from honey, but they all kind of come from the same source, which is a honey bee. So royal jelly, honey, and propolis are related, but they are not the same thing. So this particular Skinfood essence slash serum is jam-packed full of bee goodness. And another shout out to this one because this is a pretty minimal product as well. It's got about 14 ingredients in it. The texture, I would actually give this particular product the texture award. I find it to be the most elegant between all the serums and ampules that we've talked about so far. While I wouldn't say it's the lightest weight texture, it is like the fastest absorbing one. It doesn't feel heavy on the skin, has absolutely no stickiness, no tack, no greasiness, no shine. Like, it just really plays so well with skin. It layers up well in a skincare routine, and it does pack a good amount of hydration and moisture. And just based on texture alone, I think most skin types should get along with this very well. Now, as far as the results go, I actually found that this definitely brings the glow, that healthy glow to the skin. This is that kind of glow where it just looks like you've been eating all your fruits and vegetables and you've been living healthy and clean. even if you might not have been, it definitely brings that healthy look to your skin. As far as other benefits go, I think it might have helped a touch with inflammation. This is actually a really good one if you're having a little bit of bouts of sensitivity. It's kind of a good serum for that, generally speaking. But as far as like anti-acne, I think the Wishtrend actually does better in that category. But if you're looking for that glow with an elegant texture and you don't mind a little bit of fermentation, because I forgot to mention the propolis in this is fermented. This is a lovely serum / essence to go for. Next up, Cosrx Propolis Synergy Toner. What a propolis toner. Oh yes, I want that. I want to go to there, right? That's what I thought the first time I saw this propolis toner. I was like, that is unique and I want it because I'm a propolis fiend. Now, I mean, really the most popular way to bring propolis into your routine is through serums and ampules, and I find this toner to be quite unique, which is why I do recommend this for all skin types, but I'm going to first recommend this for those of you guys out there who do not like heavy layers on your skin. Maybe you have overly oily skin, or you just can't tolerate heaviness on your skin. This could actually be a good alternative product for you. Now, if you have dehydrated skin, I do think you want to consider this one too, particularly if you want to use this almost like an essence rather than a toner, because I personally have dehydrated skin. I find this to be really great as kind of like an essence step after a little bit more of a hydrating toner. But this brings that little touch of moisture into your routine, which is really good for holding and hugging hydration into your skin. So how much propolis is in here? Surprisingly a lot. I was pretty surprised because when I think about a high amount of propolis, I think about a thick texture. So in this toner, we have 72.6% of propolis extract plus 10% of honey extract, which in my mind is starting to chalk up to a toner that is going to have the texture of like a thick, almost jelly or gel-like texture. And that's just not the case. This is a runny, watery texture. It does have body to it. It does have slip to it. Now, I do appreciate a good moisturizing toner in my routine. You guys know, you've heard me say this before. I like to do a hydration sandwich with like a watery toner first and then like a thicker toner afterwards. And my skin just adores this in that second step because it's not, as I said before, it's not a thick gel type texture, which is just not my favorite. It's not thick at all, and yet it packs in the moisture, it packs in the hydration. As far as the visible benefits I've noticed from adding this into my routine, you know, I definitely do feel like this has a touch of propolis glow to it. It's not as strong as if you're using the ampules or the serums, but there is a touch to it. I think it also really helps with redness as well. And I do notice that it kind of helps hug more hydration into my skin, which is why I do recommend this for dehydrated skin. I will tell you though, combining this toner in addition to a propolis serum, I did test the toner on its own and then I added in the Cosrx propolis serum. That's when I noticed that the glow benefits like doubled. You know, I think this is like a glow booster. On its own, it does a little bit, but in combination with maybe some more propolis later in your routine, boom, you're gonna be glowing and you're gonna be happy. Next up, the Cosrx Overnight Honey Mask. Now this is a product that can be used 3 different ways. It can be used as a sleeping pack, it can be used as a moisturizer, or it can be used as a wash off mask. Now I'm gonna be recommending this one for oily to combination skin types because the texture is a very pleasing gel-like texture, and I think it'll perform best for those skin types. Now let me just get over the part where I say the thing I don't like about this product, which is its name, the Honey Overnight Mask, because when you look at the ingredients, there's no honey in here. There is no honey in here. This is like the cosmic joke of the universe, the honey mask with no honey. It's okay because they just about made up for it with the propolis in this mask. There is 87% propolis in this overnight mask. So that's a pretty good amount of propolis, and I'm almost not even mad about the honey because of it. Now, the texture of this product is really the standout for me. I mostly use this as a sleeping mask, and I find this to be so appealing because it's not too thin, but conversely, it's not heavy or greasy or overly occlusive where you feel like your skin is suffocating from putting it on. I think this just strikes the right balance, at least in my opinion, for a sleeping mask. Now, this is something that dries down really quickly. It's not sticky. It doesn't make your hair stick to your face or like stain your pillows or something really weird. It's just a really great performing sleeping mask. And it's actually one of those great sleeping masks for fighting transepidermal water loss or dehydration because it just hugs the hydration into your skin. Now, if you like a lightweight gel type textures for your moisturizer, I think that this can actually sub in as a moisturizer pretty well, especially if you're on the more oily or combination to oily side. It will perform well for you because it is very lightweight and breathable. May not be enough for more dry skin types. As a wash off mask, I don't think it performs well. And since you can leave it on for so long, like a sleeping mask, why would you waste all that time? You know what I mean? Like washing it off in 10 minutes. I just find that it really performs best either as a sleeping pack or maybe even as a moisturizer. As far as benefits go, this will help keep your skin hydrated throughout the night. As I said, if you suffer from transepidermal water loss, this is a good one to go towards. As far as that propolis glow, yeah, not really. Unfortunately, I did not, and I've used this for a year and a half now. I use it pretty regularly and I never really noticed much of a glow the next day. So unfortunately in that area, it just doesn't really perform. I'm not exactly sure about its anti-inflammatory benefits. As I mentioned, I do use this as a sleeping pack, so it is like that very last layer. So, I mean, its ability to perform in that sense, probably not that huge. But for fighting dehydration, for being a breathable, non-suffocating sleeping mask, this product is just like so ideal in my eyes. Speaking of sleeping masks, let's talk about the Iunik Propolis sleeping mask. Now, Iunik does have a propolis serum that I reviewed, I think about a year ago now, and it is a pretty darn good serum, I must admit. However, it did not make this list because it is not fragrance free. It does contain essential oils, so it's definitely not up to the standards of these other products, unfortunately. But Iunik does also have a propolis sleeping mask in that line. So that's the product I want to talk about today. And this is going to be a sleeping mask for those of you guys who have more combination to dry skin and particularly dehydrated and dry skin. This texture is quite thick. It's not a cream and it's not a gel. It's somewhere in between. I actually refer to this as a Vaseline or petroleum jelly type of texture. It is a thick and occlusive kind of a texture, but it doesn't leave grease or shine on the skin. And it was a texture I was slightly afraid might end up clogging my pores, but I never experienced that with this mask at all. So show me the propolis. How much do we have in this product? It's actually pretty low. It's about 16%, which doesn't sound super duper exciting. However, we got to look at all the ingredients here. We got to kind of try to consider formulation before we make our judgments, right? So 16% of propolis, but then we also have 8% of hypophyraminoids, which is actually a really great brightener for the skin. This is something that can really contribute to a glowy look. And as you continue to look at the ingredients list, you'll also notice niacinamide, which super common ingredient in skincare, right? But when you start to consider propolis, hypophyraminoids, niacinamide, we start to glean from this ingredients list that the main benefit of this mask is going to be skin brightening. Now, it definitely conditions the skin. It leaves your skin feeling really soft, and it definitely works for fighting dehydration throughout the night. But unlike the Cosrx mask, I did notice some glowiness in the morning. When I would use this at night, wake up, look in the mirror the next morning, I did notice that nice healthy glow that I expect to get from a propolis product. It's definitely the propolis in combination with the other ingredients, but it definitely did deliver on that front. So that was kind of a nice extra benefit to this mask. And finally, this product is really kind of like a bonus entry because it's not exactly a propolis focused product, but I'm telling you, I felt so compelled to include this because the list just did not feel complete without this. This is the I'm From Honey Wash Off Mask. Now this has 38% of honey in it, and honey is very similar to propolis in that it can help brighten up the skin. It's moisturizing, but it also acts as a humectant, so it hydrates your skin. Lots of anti-inflammatory benefits, lots of anti-redness benefits, antibacterial benefits. It's all very similar. Now, I really like this wash off mask so much, and I'm actually going to recommend it for everybody because I do think everybody can benefit from it, but I do want to put the warning out there that the main goal of this mask is to moisturize the skin. This is actually one of those masks that I reach for when my skin feels overly dry, if I feel like I'm going through some inflamed breakouts or have a lot of redness on my skin, or when I'm overly sensitized, my skin feels really irritated. This is when I reach for this mask. I mean, it's just such a good all-around mask, but I particularly am going straight in for this mask when I have those conditions on my skin. Now this does have, as I said, honey in it, but it also does have an undisclosed amount of propolis. So we do have some propolis, so it's technically still on this list. And then a yay or a nay, this does contain bee venom. Yay if you're looking for some anti-aging benefits. Nay if you have a bee allergy. So just a warning there. Now what I really like about this is the texture, because it looks like caramel, which is one of my favorites. Foods, candies. I just love it. It just looks like melted caramel. And I want to go to there. You know what I mean? It smells so good. It smells like honey. It looks like honey. It's just creamy and rich. It's just like, if you're like a texture fiend, you're gonna like this. You can leave this on your skin anywhere from 10 minutes all the way up to an hour. You know, some wash off masks, you put it onto your skin and after like 20 minutes, it's either dried out on the top, or it's kind of like gummy and thick. This keeps the same texture through the entire masking time, which is awesome. And the longer that you keep it on your skin, the more moisturization you're gonna get, because as it sits on your skin, it starts to infuse into your skin. Your skin just starts to just absorb all that nourishment and that moisturization and all of that skin softening goodness. So if you want a lot of moisturization, if you're trying to treat dryness, leave it on closer to an hour. If you're looking for more of the anti-inflammatory benefits, maybe reducing some redness or some acne help, keep it on a little bit shorter if you don't want that like deep moisturization. So I love the customization of this mask. As far as benefits go, like I said, I really reach for this when my skin is feeling very sensitive, because it always has that great calming benefit to my skin, and it really infuses my skin with a lot of moisture. So it definitely performs on those fronts. But I also do notice some redness reduction from using this mask, and every time I wash it off, my skin just looks much more even. It looks a little bit more bright and a little bit more healthy. So I really like the benefits that this gives me. Not all wash off masks give you a visible benefit right after washing it off, but this one does have a nice one to it. So thank you guys so much for watching my propolis roundup. I'm really curious to know, like, are you on the propolis train too? And do you have a favorite propolis product? Let me know in the comment box below. And of course, all the products we mentioned today are linked in the info box. So if you want to learn more, don't forget to check that out. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, you enjoyed this and you want to see more, please consider subscribing before you leave. And don't forget to turn on those notifications. I do release 2 new Korean skincare focused videos every single week. And if you're like really anxious and you don't want to wait for the new video, but you want to see more, come join me on Instagram. I'm active there every single day and I'm sharing all my skincare adventures with you guys there. So I hope you're having a fantastic day and I really can't wait to see you in the next video. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.